forming under the name of Elevate. Very, very strong when it comes down to the uplink game mode. By far one of the best uplink teams I think we've seen in past titles, especially back in Advanced Warfare. So we'll see if a similar squad to them and Gosu crew can potentially make this happen. But if we know anything about Envious, the slang to get done, Apathy and John, the kind of the SMG, not really SMGs, but I'd say close quarter duo if you kind of refer to Infinite Warfare. If they get the slang done, JCap and Slasher, you said that zoning AR and Slasher, if you can lock down a dominant position, this could definitely be a 3-0 for Envious. Yeah,
Slasher's certainly the sort of backline, slower assault rifle player on the team, and I think that play style really tends to him very well. Like he takes full advantage of that role and is a huge factor on his team in that regard. So, taking a look at Frost Uplink here, we have Team Envious that I actually recently heard them on stream discussing how they're going to approach this map. Some of the things that they were talking about, they mentioned that sometimes they can have issues holding down that control around the ship, right? They sometimes have some issues around bringing the drone through there, which is exactly where you want to bring the drone most of the time is through that side of the map, right? They mentioned that when they're not able to do that, if they can't completely get it, when they have someone that's maybe able to match their slang or things like that, they want to get mid-control because, hey, that's where the drone is, right? Yeah, as much as you want to take that drone through ship side, you need to also make sure that you're getting some sort of mid-map control. Otherwise, you're not going to get it when it's reset or when it's delayed.
Right. We also talk about that as well. The recent update coming through uplink portals being a little bit smaller. It doesn't really seem to be affecting teams too much, at least in the previous series that I was able to witness. Because when you're spawning from construction side, a lot of the times that's when the 2-point dunks are going to happen. But if you're spawning on red side, a lot of the times that's when those 1-point tosses coming through ice tunnel. If you want to go on that little ice ledge near blue side wall run, there's a lot of little 1-point opportunities can happen. So it looks like it will be, I believe, Gosu crew spawning obviously on that red side. So they have to make sure those 1-point tosses aren't going to be up there. Of course, looks like they're doing a little bit of 360s. Excited to be here.
Salute each other. Salute, sir. Salute.
Good luck, guys. We got to make this happen. It's not going to be an easy task, to say the least.
So here we are, again, looking at Team Envious with their weapon composition. At the moment, we're seeing 3 K-bars and 1 OSA in the hands of Apathy, who actually just recently started using this weapon within the past 2 weeks. He's getting some tips from Slasher on what attachments and everything to run on it. So I'm looking forward to see what he can do with this. He's going to hit this lower wall run, toss some opening nades there. That should be able to connect with one of the enemy Gosu players just along the opposite side. Either way, he's going to get into space with the OSA, such a dangerous weapon at that range. And let's see if he can execute the rest of this flank, hitting that wall run, able to look over towards red.
And this is a typical route that Apathy likes to hit on this side. He's going to grab that drone here off the start, making that dark push. One player to kind of lead the way. It looks like John is going to drop, but the 1-point toss able to happen is within the first 30 seconds. Envious already have a 1-point score.
So Arcedes and Pristini are able to clear out the base after the 1-point play comes in. Let's see what their opening push looks like for the beginning. No one goes for the higher wall run, and it comes back to bite them as JCap finds an easy 2-piece within one burst of his K-bar. All the players are stacked on top of one another right there. Just made it easy pickings for JCap. No one from Team Envious still capitalizing on that just yet, but JCap is going to do the most with it. He's going to get into a solid position for a flank and find himself a double kill.
We know how good how JCap can be with those tacticals and lethals, especially in previous titles. He's able to make it happen there. Gunfight's going down through ice side. He's gunless. Looks to try to push through blue. Looks like a few players down for the side of Envious. 3 go down. Arcedes now with the drone in hand. Player just 2 gunless is left. We'll see if he's able to spot that one. Looks like he's not able to do so. So John wins that one. A few players going down from Gosu. Arcedes, you've got to make that scoring opportunity happen. He's able to knock it through, so Gosu with a good response. That's
going to be a 1-point play. We're all tied up 1-1 here. JCap, though, able to clear out the Envious base. And so now we should see a fight for ship and mid control here. JCap, though, being tagged up. Can't really leave the home base just yet. Let's see what the rest of Team Envious is able to do towards mid-map. John not able to get that gunfight win, but Slasher makes up for it, finding 2 kills. Gunless, though, is able to take him down. JCap responds, finally leaving his base on a 3-kill streak for the team. And this is where we've seen him a lot, is in and around Skinny and mid. So I guess it seems to be his job to sort of be the warden of this part of the map.
Talk about wardens, obviously he can give a lot of kills. We'll see if any wardens get earned in this series, but not likely. But anything can happen, especially the dominant run that we've seen Envious be on already. It wouldn't be out of the question. But JCap killing inside of top blue, shuts down 1. The nade actually gets that player weak, but 3 go down in total for the side of Envious. 2 in response from Gosu. So Joan kind of remaining in that middle map. Only when we see a few players start to go down is when pushes have happened. So both teams remaining pretty good in man count, clutching and obviously flanking when they need to. With nades out constantly, JCap able to be awarded with another one. John finds that one as well, so 2 go down for either side. Looks like 3 go down for Envious, so Gosu have an opportunity to potentially move that drone forward, but unfortunately for them, those players aren't really pushed up too far.
Apathy just trying to play a little base defense here around bunker. Drama, though, is going to get the better of him as he finds that opening kill. Most kills on his team at the moment. Doing a lot of damage here with that flank, finds 2 kills, and now he's a threat to the third. There he is, connects with those shots. Drama here trying to push up towards Ice, but he finally gets taken down. Apathy off the respawn, smelling that blood, and takes him out. He's able to find himself 2 kills, but has to reload for his next engagement. Arcees says no, shuts him down before he can do so. And now, the objective not really going in favor of either team. They're just trying to sort of posture up towards middle map here so they can get something going for themselves. The drone, though, now in the hands of Gunless. He's able to find an opportunity to do so. However, there's still envious players in his way, and he's getting tagged up in the back. The armor is just not enough to save him, Landon.
And he doesn't have any teammates around him. I mean, he's pushing that, and I can understand the push. You're trying to go for a 1-point toss. When you realize that team has just gone 3 down, they're going to spawn exactly there. And it seems that, you know, when you are the drone carrier, it's going to have a nice team push, which is exactly what Envious is trying to do right now. Currently going through robots. It looks like John, the drone carrier, is going to drop. Persini able to find the 2. Can he find the 3rd? Big 3-piece coming in from Persini. So, like I said, the team pushes really need to start coming in from the side of Gosu crew. You can't be pushing those 1 points by your lonesome. Darcy's going to go a little bit of a wall run. Same thing with Persini, not able to win that one. But Arcee's still trying to maneuver around as he is trying to waste a little bit of time here, resulting in saying, you know what, we realize how talented Envious is as a slaying team. We're just going to try to make sure that they aren't getting any slaying done. But it seems that Apathy will sacrifice his life to shut down Arcee's. As 3 go down, actually, for the side of Envious.
And the only player alive for Team Envious is Slasher, but he's in a nice power position here, trying to see if he can work his way to get behind the Gosu crew. This flank on Skinny has been the bane of their existence for getting mid-map control. And now we're seeing the drone moved in regardless, though Drama is already way ahead of him. He puts the 2-point play in, and no one is able to stop him as all of Team Envious falls except for Slasher on his flank. If Team Envious could have won their gunfights right there, that would have been a huge play and huge turnover in favor of Team Envious, but we see Gosu's able to close out the play successfully.
Yeah, John was able to get a huge ball start. We'll see if John can actually make something happen, as he is currently going to be stalled for the moment. But Envious trying to force the issue forward. 20, well, actually less than 20 seconds left in this first side over on Frost uplink. But Persini and the boys from Gosu actually doing a great job. Slasher finds 3. If Persini can find this 1v1 gunfight, that could lock it down for the half. But it seems that the drone actually will be reset since no one grabbed it. That drone is going to reset back in middle. So after the first half, Gosu crew getting a little bit of momentum as they're going to have a 2-point advantage here coming into the second side.
I think the momentum really came from Persini's ability to get multi-kills so far in this game. I mean, of course, after 2 or 3 kills, that's when Envious is able to finally respond to him and shut him down, but that's still a good fraction of the entire enemy team, right? Coming from 1 player. So I think that we saw both scoring opportunities as a follow-up of Persini's multi-kill. So if he can continue that, which isn't an easy thing to do against the likes of Team Envious, that'll be great for their success.
Absolutely. Man of the match up to this point, especially for Gosu, has definitely been Persini. We'll see if he can make some of those magic plays happen yet again as Drama watching that wall run side off the start to make sure the pinch is not going to be likely, but still.
No action, though.
Pretty slow start here off the start as JCap with that K-bar in hand looking forward.
Persini on middle map's able to find the first kill and connect with the second. Let's see if anybody's able to take him down. There it is again. After 2 kills, he's finally traded out. Slasher's the one to do it, and he finds 2 kills of his own. Heavy trades going back and forth. Lots and lots of chain kills, excuse me. And now Drama is going to be able to pick up the drone, but he's heavily outnumbered, and there's a wall of blue in front of him, so he's going to be shut down. The drone's going to fall to the ground, and it looks like Team Envious is able to respond to that play pretty easily.
Absolutely. So good defensive plays when it comes down to spawning on that helipad or red side here for either team. Persini going through tunnel. Potentially actually has that one just off to his right. It looks like Gosu crew slowly but surely starting to pick players off. Gunless starting to get involved with those gunfights. Unfortunately, gets involved with one just there and ends up dropping. So 4 down for the side of TGC. Apathy making his way forward. Slasher trying to be that lead blocker. This could easily be a 2-point dunk. Looks like along with that, that's going to tie the game. Rewind earned. It looks like it will be 2 rigs earned for the side of Team Envious.
Yep, we have Rewind in the hands of Apathy, and in JCap, we're going to see Overdrive, and that's perfect for him if he's a drone carrier. Even though it does drain 2 times faster with the objective, the amount of distance he's able to get in between the enemy team is great. However, no one's able to come up with anything on that play. 1 payload spent, and Gosu was still able to shut it down.
And that was a huge payload as well. I mean, Overdrive by far is one of the best ones that you can use along with Active Camo, kind of your power players when it comes down to the objective. But defense kind of turning and potentially into offense here for the side of Gosu. They're going to try to pinch this player. That is going to be John. Shuts him down. JCap firing away in response, but it seems that Persini is going to fall. So good play there for Envious, kind of watching all ins and outs as they're able to shut that one down. Because Warrior spotted someone, but it seems that player actually rotates into blue. So 3 minutes left in this game. Can Envious try to close this one out? Could this be the final 3 minutes of this entire series, rather? Gosu trying to prevent that one, as it seems that Gunless actually going to rock his rig here. Tries to spot someone, rocks the rewind, but he's not able to find it as 3 go down yet again for the side of Gosu. Every time they try to get a team push, it seems, besides spawning on this side has been able to shut it down. So a lot of defensive plays being made on the side that Envious is currently on.
Yeah, they're dropping like flies. I'm trying to see exactly what Gosu's planning, but every time you switch to one, there's just someone from Team Envious mowing them down. There we go. The drone's going to get thrown off of the map. Apathy still has access to that rewind. Let's see if he can try and make a bit of a play with it as JCap opens things up with a two-piece, getting a little bit of deja vu here with some of the stuff he's been able to do throughout the first half. They can just keep that up. Apathy, great line of sight on multiple players. Osa taking down 2, one more engagement. That player's going to run away. He wants no part of that. Trying to double back and misdirect him a little bit. Arcees finally gets the better of him. However, there's a trade kill. Pristini with the drone in hand, but an Envious player in his line of sight. He accidentally picks up the drone mid-gunfight, and John is able to come out on top.
Pretendence going on in the game of Uplink. It's Call of Duty basketball, but we'll see if potentially if Gosu can try to get the team pushed out. John finds him from behind. He's not able to shut them down on the wall run as it's going to be a little bit of a chase going down as all players on the wall run. It seems Gunless the last alive, and he might actually be able to escape, but unfortunately does drop shortly after. Nice reaction time there from, I believe, John, but kills going down constantly inside of Blue and Ice Tunnel. See that Slasher might have found
he's in position.
An open spot here. It looks like this is going to be a 2-point dunk, so a massive play for the side of Envious. They still have the active camo as well, and the rewind from Apathy, so we'll see if Gosu can potentially respond here. It looks like there are...
Oh.
What is John doing?
Let's see if he can...
Oh,
this is a true test of your wall run ability. He's not able to connect with all of them.
Good effort, John. Good effort. I appreciate it.
Good attempt there. So now we see Apathy back towards mid, trying to maintain a little bit of control here. The drone, though, still in the hands of Gunless. Just beside him on robots. They have no idea he's here. He comes up through Skinny, finds one kill. Gunless is able to take him down before picking the drone back up. Going for the 1-point play. John with the 2-piece is able to shut that right down. And now Team Envious has to hold on to this for either a minute or score and just keep that lead strong for them to close out this series. And if you're a Gosu Crew fan, you want them to respond within the next 45 seconds. Otherwise, it's curtains, and that's a loss in their pool.
John has been making countless major plays for the boys in blue here in this game number 3 especially, and rather than the entire series. But Pristini actually finds 3 of his own, and now Arcees has an opportunity to make the drone play happen. This is a 2-point game as only one dunk can tie this game up as 3 go down. It looks like Drama and Arcees are going to have their rig. Slasher does as well. I believe that is active camo for Slasher. That's going to be a big one. He really just wants to grab the drone and try to get out of there. It could work out in his favor, but time starting to tick down. Arcees actually rocks his rig as well, and Drama does as well in succession. Can they try to make a last-second opportunity happen? Arcees, you have an opportunity to make it forward. Can you dunk it in? He's able
there it
to
is.
Get it in the last few seconds. This game is not over yet. We're going to overtime.
4 seconds to spare. Arcees is able to run it through Skinny with that dunk, the 2-point play, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to give us a tied score 5-5. And if you're just tuning in on Fox, this is Landon. We have Team Envious versus Gosu Crew in a map 3. What could have been the end of the series because of Envious's 2-0 lead. We see that Gosu Crew is able to come up clutch in the last few seconds, force that tie game, and stay alive in this series for just a little bit longer. At least another 5 minutes, right? Somewhere around there.
Potentially, we'll see. Obviously, Envious still having the active camo, so that's something that's definitely going to be in their favor. So Riggs on the side of Envious definitely going to have a little bit of advantage when it comes down to overtime. Active camo, Slasher, being a major player, but JCap and Apathy finding 2 off the break. Pristini responds there as well. So 4 go down in the lobby. Pristini still trying to make his way forward, but no drone grab. Just trying to get some map control, but Apathy quickly foils that plan.
Yeah, and really right there, we saw Pristini's multi-kills keeping the team alive. Envious starting off with those 2 kills could have been a huge advantage and an easy play for them. Apathy turns and burns with the Osa there.
That hurt to watch.
Slasher's been dead twice in a row now. We haven't gotten to see him make use of that camo, but we do see the reactive armor get popped from John. Staying alive around Skinny is going to be huge for his team. Just that survivability factor from the payload is huge. Slasher not able to make too much happen over here, but he is the front line for the drone carriers behind him. One enemy. He's the escort. Needs to take him down. He gets past the drone.
The actionable pass goes through.
An incredibly untimely pass to John.
And in some ways,
is going to work out perfectly for Gosu Crew.
That use of the reactive armor from John is useless at this point. So they end up wasting 1 rig. They had a perfect position in some ways for Slasher to make that 1-point opportunity happen with the active camo. Now it's going to be the side of Gosu Crew, who has an opportunity to make a scoring opportunity happen here in overtime. Arcees can go for the 2-point dunk. Actually runs into that player, but it won't matter. 1:16 will be where the clock stops. So good play here coming in the end from the side of Gosu Crew.
And really, I got to give a lot of the credit. Of course, we had Drama, who for most of the game was able to start off with quite a number of kills for his team and is still maintaining that presence and that pressure for his team. However, I want to talk about Pristini and Arcees, the duo. At the moment, they've really been coming up huge with their multi-kills just in such clutch moments that really just turn around the momentum of the entire play.
We talk about clutch plays. That's what a lot of the plays they've been making, and the reason why they end up taking those 2 rounds in search of destroy have been due to that. Of course, Uplink.
Shame they couldn't do it 4 more times.
Exactly, right? But Uplink at overtime works a little bit different in this game. Of course, it is a constant stopwatch. So if Envious is able to score in under the time that Gosu crew did, they will still have another opportunity. They'll go back and forth until a team doesn't score in the same time that the opposition did. But it seems that Envious trying to make slight work of that earlier score. They need a 2-point dunk. Active camo still earned for Slasher. Throws out that nade. 3 going to be here in backside blue.
He knows he can't make a play here. There's way too many people just around the corner. He's just trying to keep the drone alive and wait for his team to get closer. You can see he completely rerouted the drone from bunker over towards ship side. The more advantageous place to have the drone, and the more advantageous place for John to find a 3-piece and Slasher to end the round with a dunk. Oh my God, John's an animal.
John is an absolute destroyer. Finds 1, finds 2, finds 3. John making countless major plays, and it really wouldn't have surprised me if he would have found that kill as well.
It's not countless. There's 3. There were 3 of them right there.
But obviously, it will be Team Envious walking away, I believe, with this one, as it's going to be a hot 3-0 over on TGC. Valiant effort from the side of Gosu crew. Had some really good opportunities here and there, but in the end, the overwhelming slaying opportunities that Envious was able to provide, rendered them a little bit at a disadvantage for sure.
Yeah, and what we saw was just a lot of both sides really having to respond to the amazing pressure that some of these players are able to put out with their multi-kills. John putting up quite a number of them for himself. JCap with his flanks in the first couple of minutes of the match. And on the side of Gosu, as I mentioned, when we got in overtime, just Arcides and Pristini able to come up so huge in response to man disadvantages. So a well-fought battle on both sides. However, Team Envious coming up on top in Uplink. They're able to close out the series 3-0.
Indeed they are, and of course that's not going to end Gosu Crew's run yet. They will actually have another matchup, I believe,